And a very warm welcome along. I'm hoping you can hear me. It's technical issues abound this afternoon, unfortunately. But we're going to try and make the best of it nonetheless. No idea what works and what doesn't work at the moment. I am trying to rebuild everything on the Twitch side. So things like pack reveals won't quite work at the moment as intended, but it does seem like we've at least got my voice, maybe got video. I can't hear the game, which is absolutely fantastic. Love that. Wish I could hear the game, but I don't know where the game sound has gone. Let me see if I can try and fix that, because I want to be able to hear along with you. Nope, that's not working today. Welcome in, Gemma, as well. Oh, I wasn't even ready to go live, but on the second YouTube channel, for whatever reason, it just yeets me live as soon as I try and do a check. So, we're doing this all together, all at once. Let's see, can I at least get any audio whatsoever? That would be nice. Apparently I can't get audio, that's not a thing. And now my scene's just changed. Fantastic! Don't you just love a professional streamer? Let's try doing that. See, OBS is saying that there is audio, it's just not giving me the audio to me, and that's kind of rude. I'd like the audio to both of us, not just you. Is there anything where it could be? Let's try this. No, that's broken everything. I might need to restart stream in a second. Not sure what's working, what's not working. Roselia in the bin apparently isn't working either. I've got a lot to fix. Bear with. I'm going to restart. We may or may not be back. Who knows? Who cares? We're live anyway, hopefully. Somewhere. Don't know where I'm live, but I'm definitely live somewhere. And that's all we can really ask for, isn't it? I have tried shoving it up there, but it didn't quite work, Kanbei. I'm not saying the reasons why. How's the audio sounding? At least I've got game sound now. I don't know if you had game sound. I had nothing. Anyway, I've ported Oh No More Lemmings to the SNES. Yes, that's the console. I'm working on the Mega Drive version. So we're going to see how far and how broken we can make this game. I've been a little bit sick, so I've needed a project to sink my teeth into. And this seemed like a very fun idea. And this is playing on Nintendo hardware as well. Not sure if that'll make a difference. It did make a difference with a patch I had to do to stop everything flickering. No Sega bathroom tiles, shaking your head. There are Sega bathroom tiles. They're just not in Oh No More Lemmings. It is involved in this patch. I'm peaking slightly. Let's try that. The fan's on as well because it's still bloody warm in here. Tame is going to be just a non-entity. We're getting through this just to make sure none of the levels break. Sound is working on my end now at long last as well. A quick restart fixed that. I'm not sure what sounds I've still got to do for the traps, but I'm hoping not to engage with any traps. This has been a fun little project, though. Trying to figure out the differences between the DOS version and the two consoles that I've been working on for the 16-bit ports. To try and get the levels all auto-created so they're perfectly recreated. I don't know what differences, if any, there are with the engine in terms of lemming behaviour. We're going to find that out over the course of the next little while. Yeah, we've got 20 levels of filler to get through first. All of these are going to have 20 lemmings each. I've just finished off the tame conversions for the Mega Drive version, so I've got that hopefully in a couple of weeks. I will be back to Pokemon by the end of the weekend as well. Part of the reason I'm doing this stream is to see if my voice can hold up long enough to do a challenge run. Because it has been rough the last week or so. I don't know what's been in the air, but it can just leave, quite frankly. And unlike with the original levels, I don't know too much about Oh No More Lemmings. This is going to be mostly a new experience. Oh, there will absolutely be levels which will probably require a different solution or a complete rethink. I'm just behind in general at the moment. Like, this one's knocked me for 6, and so my entire schedule's out the window. I'm going to have to rethink what I want to do in August. Because I was originally just going to do Legendaries the entire month, but I'm not going to be playing well enough to do that. I'm not feeling anywhere near well enough to do that. I do believe as well, Start and Select will leave the level early with whatever percentage you've saved. But it's not going to make much difference. See, I never played Oh No More Lemmings as a kid because it was always non-accessible to me, being a Sega Master System household and then a SNES household. I didn't have anything to play it on. So I've always felt like I've missed out. There are a few levels that I'm familiar with. Mostly those that I've converted to Lemmings 1 styles. But a lot of them are going to be a complete mystery. And that's part of the fun. Let's move on to this level. Oh, I remember this level. It's boring, to be fair. The only 8-bit port I've been able to find is the Game Boy Color port, and that's missing a bunch of levels. Nope, we don't want to mine that way. We're not playing the Windows 95 version, which does give you the option to select a lemming direction. Thank you for the alert, Kanbei. I do also need to think of what to do on the channel anniversary. That's coming up in 9 days' time. So I need to think of some weirdo Pokemon challenge to run. Now, I do believe that Tame has 5 of each style. So we're going to at least be able to double and triple check that I've got the exit boundaries correct this time. I was very glad to make it. I'm unfortunately not awake enough for your streams now. My sleep shifted quite significantly. But I do love popping in. Heckle's going to be too easy for a channel anniversary. Oh, I should up the release rate, shouldn't I? Getting distracted in all the right ways. I am half tempted to try and get the rest of the Oh No More, not the Oh No More, the Lemmings 2 styles into Mega Drive and SNES. I've managed to get the beach style in as a proof of concept. So at the moment there are 12 different styles this poor game has to be able to know how to load. And the beach style broke most things, first attempt. 4 down, on to number 5. Snuggle up to a lemming. I'm not sure they'd like that. This looks a lot like Quote That's a Good Level, but on a budget. I am working on getting the Oh No More Lemmings music in as well. That's kind of like the last thing I need to do for the SNES version, and then once all the levels have been play-tested, then I will be happy to release this. If you do want to play the levels early, by the way, on the Lemmings editors, I've shared them all on the community tab. I might shrink the hitbox of the exit ever so slightly. I don't know where this cool streamer is, Bad. How are you today? It must be you you're talking about. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. I do need to remember to up the release rate. That's going to come in more pertinent later on, because there are a few levels that do require you to change the release rate. Flow control being my favourite of those. I am recovering from goodness knows what kind of horrible nonsense virus that has afflicted me for the last week and a half. I mean, I was in the shower about an hour ago as well, KYN, so at least for me it was 11:30 in the morning, but I've been known to shower at 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, whenever. When the urge hits to get clean, you've got to take it. I do like the music on the SNES version. Thank you for the check-ins as well, folks. I'm just going to turn my microphone down ever so slightly because I am still clipping somehow. You don't get to face that way. You get to face the other way. I'm not sure if I've got the bridge colours accurate either. They're just assigned to a specific palette ID. Or should I say, yeah, palette ID, that's the correct term. For an unspecified definition of correct term. So they're just fixed within the palette, and I can't be bothered going around fixing the palette to get accurate bridge colours. As long as they're not invisible, that's all I really care about. I do think out of all of the console ports, the SNES port is probably the most solid. Because you compromise on the least in the SNES. You look at the Mega Drive port, and while its engine is fairly good, that 512 width is not really going to cut it for most levels, which is why they had to remake a load. Have you made an invisible base on Pal World? Bad. Or is this a glitch? Exactly, fine-tuning after you've got the broad strokes in is the way to do any kind of hacking. It's how I did it with the Master System version, it's how I'm doing it with this version. It's how I know how to do things. Just attack it with a sledgehammer to begin with. And then hope for the best afterwards. Didn't mean to put a blocker there. So we'll get rid of the blocker. I'm used to the Master System version as well, where you can skill buffer quite easily. You, mate, turn the other way. I mean, you'd think they'd be able to find a big-ass round building on the water, but you never know. Let's get this last one saved. We're going to try and save as many as we can. I wish I could get into Pal World, but it just tickles my brain in all the wrong ways. It's not quite Minecrafty enough to be Minecraft. It's not quite Pokemon enough to be Pokemon. It's in that middle ground of just not right for me. On to level number 8. This is Danger Zone, also the name of a Gladiators event. And with my least favourite music in any Lemmings game. Fun fact, they got sued for using How Much Is That Doggy in the Window. They thought it was public domain, but it was not. It's actually a song from the 50s. So they had to pay some royalties to use this music. 8 hours plus of sleep 2 nights in a row. Are you stealing all the sleep, D1? Is that what's happening? I do like the pop culture references. I prefer that over instructions with how to defeat the level. Only 11 more levels, 12 more levels left if I can count correctly. This one's and now this. Exits over here. Still on 20 of each because no imagination for the tame category. Something I'm having to get used to as well when building my own Oh No More Lemmings style levels is there's a lot of empty gaps. I feel like there should be a vertical panel here and there isn't. And it bugs me. Exactly, is far, far, far more satisfying to be able to figure out a level under your own steam as opposed to having any kind of hints about what to do. Oh, that's not quite step up distance. That will make it step up distance, and I've got to remember that you can bash out of a builder in this port. That was the solution to that level. Invigorating, I know. We'll make it through tame together. We have no choice in the matter. I tell you what, the playtest engine that I've rebuilt for the Genesis version has become an absolute boon over the last 3 or 4 days as I've been trying to convert some of these Oh No More Lemmings levels to Genesis compatible. Because instead of having to rebuild and reload every single time, I'm actually just able to see what works, what doesn't. New Lemmings on the Block is next. The levels are pretty much identical, stat-wise. In fact, there's no pretty much about it. I've not modified anything with the levels. So, the tame levels are all 20 of each regardless, I believe. We're in the less interesting part, should we say, at the moment, Gemma. The filler fluff before we actually get to some fairly difficult levels. And levels which I do not know the solutions to off the top of my head. Is that splat distance? That feels like splat distance. Yes, yes it is. Bloody hell. Are you going to splat? Yeah. Helps if you select the correct skill, doesn't it? It's fine. Yep, everything is identical. I hope you have a good day at work, Gemma. I know you're working all sorts of funny hours compared to what you used to. I hope your sleep's not getting too affected by it either. I feel like they could have made Tame 10 levels long to give people a chance to get used to the engine. But they didn't. They made it several levels long, 20 levels in fact. There are only 100 levels in this. It was originally an add-on for the original game. I might look at releasing Oh No More Lemmings with the original levels still intact as well. Not quite decided how I want to do it yet. I mean, it's very possible for me to try and get all the original levels, plus all the Oh No More Lemmings levels, plus the Mega Drive exclusive levels. There is something a little bit cursed, though, about playing Oh No More Lemmings on the SNES. I also don't know if anyone's tried it before me, or if this is actually the first time Oh No More Lemmings has been on the SNES. 4 till 10 followed by 9 till 6 is just mean. Should not be allowed. There is one thing, actually, that I had to do for the Oh No More Lemmings conversions. The hatch is narrower on the SNES versus the other games. So I've had to shift it over in quite a few levels. I like being the first to do things that, in hindsight, are surprising nobody's done before. Citizen Lemming is level number 12. This is a bubble-style level. With a very nice rendition of London bridges falling down in the background. I can count on one hand the number of films I've seen. Citizen Kane is not one of them. Yeah, 11 hours between shifts is the legal minimum, I do believe. I eventually want to try and get Oh No More Lemmings into the Master System as well, but that is going to be a fairly large endeavour. Creating tile sets from terrain pieces is not fun, and the way they've done it on the Game Boy Color version, you've got a tile set per level, so that wasn't feasible either. Even with deduping, I ended up with like 900 tiles. Thunder Lemmings Our Go is unlucky for some 13. This one we have to build up. Still no danger though. They've got a nice little blocking path there. I do like the red bridges. Not sure if they're native to Oh No More Lemmings, but I think they look good. I like the coloured bridges. I've also got to remember there are only 3 warning chimes for your builder as opposed to 4 on the Master System. Why they made that difference is anybody's guess for the Master System version. Nope, none of those wanted to build in the correct manner. There are no traps, and from what I've seen so far, there's no still either. They are the very literal definition of tame. Oh, is there still in Tame 5? I've forgotten which level that is. Let's have a look at it on my other screen. Snuggle up to a lemming. Oh yeah, there is. The budget... Quote, that's a good level. I've forgotten what they called it on the Mega Drive version. But I know it was in the Mega Drive. Oh, what was it? It was walk through here but cautiously, wasn't it? I do like this music, and I wish this was in the Master System version. I am not talented enough yet at composing music for 8-bit consoles. When I was making some test levels for the Master System editor, I accidentally recreated Dangerous Balcony, which I think is Dolly Dimple in this game, showing that there are very few original ideas. The Master System version has some absolutely fantastic music, and there's some absolute stinkers as well. For the most part, the music is flaming brilliant. But then you have things like level 5's music and level 8's music. And even to a certain degree, Scotland the Brave just doesn't work in that engine either. This, by the way, is called Get a Little Extra Help, Tame 14. I've got you open on the other window to have a listen. That's the FM chip music, KYN. I used it for a couple of videos back in, like, 2011, I want to say. Very, very old days is when I used it. Yes, it's the FM chip for the Master System. Not natively used by Lemmings. But does create a thicker sound. When you play the music. The only game I've played with proper FM chip music is Wonder Boy in Monsterland. See, I'm very much a 50 Hz enjoyer. Yeah, that does actually sound 50 Hz as well. Sounds not bad. It's not what I grew up with, therefore it isn't as good as the original. Because that's how the brain works. But it's not bad. This is another music track I wish was in the original. Or when I say the original, I of course mean the Master System version. And we're boinging into the goal now. We're getting there. 5 more tame levels to go, and then we'll get to some levels which will require some level of thinking. One thing I really love about this game is because there are so many different ports, you have ample opportunity to experience it in different ways. I do like that they changed the time signature for this. I should probably put my Elgato on the other screen so I can actually see what I'm doing, because that pack opening covered it. There we go. I hope you're doing very well today, Sam. Happy Thursday to you. I had the Master System version, then I got the PSP version, along with the Windows 95 version, which was my first exposure to Oh No More Lemmings. Did I say PS5? I meant PSP, if I did say PS5. I'm glad you're doing very well today, Sam. She will, in fact, be coming around the mountain. The 4, if I can stop it on 94%. I thought I'd broken the 4s, but no, that's just how the font looks. I feel like the PSP version is genuinely a very good port. It's definitely a reimagining as opposed to a remaster. They did a good job. I believe it might have been PS2 initially, but don't quote me on that. The extra levels are pretty ingenious as well. There are some which definitely are hard, and there are others which just feel fun. They did tame the difficulty of some levels, though, which is my major criticism of that game. I just didn't bother to press bash then in time. Now, because we are playing on official Nintendo hardware, there's no rewind function on this. If I mess up, we've got to restart the level. But there is so much leeway in tame that I doubt that'll be an issue. I feel some of them, they might have messed up with the attributes. There's one, I can't remember its name. It's the single lemming level. Might be Lemming Toast, which I feel if that had 100 lemmings, would actually be genuinely difficult. But with a single lemming, most of the level is just a red herring. I think you just dig, bash, build, mine, or something to get through it. On to level 19. The penultimate level of Tame. We're nearly there. Taking advantage there of being able to have several bashes in the same piece of terrain. No justice for the hero is the sewer, what used to be the ice crystal tile set, isn't it? Oh, just hit the mic there. That one is the one where you have the hero mine and build. The hero then walks off, but the way you've destroyed the terrain means all the other lemmings turn the correct way. If that's the one I'm thinking of. That one is a good level. That one I really should recreate. And then it is, with a little help from my lem, the one with the entrance at the bottom and then the entrance at the top. Think it is, but I might be wrong there. It's been a while since I've looked at those special levels. Over the next few days, I'm going to try and get decent level rips from the PSP version. To try and update the Lemmings wiki. I don't know if the Lemmings wiki is run by people who are either on the forums or the Discord, but I feel like some high-quality PSP rips would benefit for those special levels. I do like 2 lemming levels. I prefer them over single lemming levels myself. Because there's always some point in every single one of those 2 lemming levels where you have to do something perfectly timed. And it's about building up to that perfect timing. Oh, I love that kind of level. We're through Tame. On to quote, that's a good level. I do like the solution for this one. I believe this is our first level together today where saving 100% is literally impossible. Because you need a kaboom. An earth-shattering kaboom, in fact. And if memory serves me correctly, all of the levels that ended up in the Mega Drive version were initially in Crazy in Oh No More Lemmings. I do like Where's the Kaboom. I also believe we're going to have our first repeat style now, 2 in a row for the brick style, because we're having Dolly Dimple next. Now, this is likely the first level where we will take multiple attempts. While we're digging, I'm just going to resync this audio. Sometimes happens when capturing from genuine hardware. The idea that you have to, and I hope this is splat distance, you have to use a digger to prevent splattage. You wouldn't see that in Tricky. Ah, bloody hell. Got the builder mistimed there. Let's try that again, shall we? I also need to make him build there, so that we then have a backward shoot for the rest of the lemmings. The slowdown is real with this one. Let's keep just our digging lemming on screen. The difficulty is going to be trying to time a builder so that we can legitimately turn the lemming around. I don't know if these juts are going to be large enough for the SNES. But that's why we're playtesting. Yes, yes they are. Always got to playtest before release. Because otherwise you might end up with an impossible game. I can't remember which port it is, but I know one of the ports does have an impossible level. I'm also slightly concerned that we're going to get a lemming turning around when we try and dig out. We shall see. Because we do not have a single lemming to spare on this. Wouldn't surprise me if the Game Boy Color had some impossible levels. I might have built too late here. We shall see. I might have dug too early there. Oh! No! We had the strategy, we just didn't have the execution there. Thing is, that was totally avoidable. Had I made the digger dig slightly further to the left. So now we've got to go through this level's purgatory again. Nope, that's not it. This one feels like it is a little bit early in the game for what it's asking of us. Yeah, it's definitely much more complex than anything you go through with Tame. It's not quite as bad as some of the later levels. But then the jump up in difficulty between Tame and Crazy is like no other jump up in any Lemmings game as far as I'm aware. And I think a lot of the reason why I got put off by Oh No More Lemmings is just how dull Tame is. Versus how complex Crazy is in comparison. Because a lot of these levels are late mayhem in Crazy. They're still very doable once you know the game. But that juxtaposition between phenomenally easy early fun levels to, quite frankly, very difficult for beginners levels never quite sit right with me. I think we might have built a little bit too late this time. I am spamming the builder button to make sure that we can get this poor old lemming to rebuild. Should be getting some frames back soon at the very least. One builder to spare. I feel like difficulty curves are always hard to create, but this one is something else. I feel like in the original 120 levels, there was a lot of overlap, so late Tricky felt roughly the same as early Taxi. Is that the right spot? No. This one's going to be a lot of trial and error, I feel. Try about there. No. Try with the correct skill assigned. I'm not used to cycling through skills with 2 buttons like that yet. So we lost one lemming there. I don't know if that's allowed or not. We shall see. I doubt it. Maybe we make Lemming 2 build. That could be the play there. Because that will slow him down. Because I don't think those builders are going to be doing much else any good to anyone. Then if we slow him down as well, and then we just guess here, to be quite honest with you. The guess was accurate! Oh, I love it when that happens. It doesn't happen often enough. Never been happier to hear a bunch of boinging on loop. Let's move on to Lemming Express. This looks absolutely nothing like a level that I made in the Master System version. Anyone who says otherwise is spreading misinformation. It's not me spreading misinformation, honest. So I think the solution for here is kind of in between Go For It and another level that's now eluding my brain. Because this is one of those levels where you get the hero to the front as quickly as you bloody can. And then you just hope you've got enough time to build the rest of the bridges. This is an incredibly stressful level, actually. Especially because you can see the minimap. You can see how long you've got. And then you're trying to eyeball it to see just how close they are. Are they on the bottom row? Crap, they are. It's fine. They'll all be too slow to fall into the bubbles. Maybe. Who knows? Let's just hope we don't overshoot the goal now. I don't think we will. This is going to be one where I think the Mega Drive version will be orders of magnitude more stressful. Oh, drop my controller. Yeah, I think condensing it for the Mega Drive will turn this from being, actually, you've got a fair amount of time, there's a little bit of leeway, into, oh dear, they're coming now. Moving on to 24-hour Lemmathon. This one is a rock-style level that I think was a dirt-style in the Mega Drive version. Also not my preferred type of level, where it's mostly building orientated. Field athletics, yes, that's it. I was spamming the button there, but the button decided not to spam. Not quite used to how the selection system works with this. And the annoying thing is, I don't have to build over that way. But I want to save the time. But I'm spending more time doing this. Oh no. You know what, let's just do it how they intended it. At this point. Sometimes you've just got to concede defeat to the more fun way of making a level solution. We'll zigzag our way out of here. Never been a fan of zigzaggy levels like this. Slowly learning as well how the SNES prioritizes Lemmings, so we can use that to our advantage later. Let's take no chances here. We don't need bashers or miners. We've got builders and diggers. That's all we need. Frame rate is currently crying because of what we've inflicted upon the game. I do have to get used to the new angles as well of this version. I'm used to the Master System angles. Are they always going to be facing the wrong way? Is that what's happening here? There we go, the big amalgamation of a single lemming is now making its way out. How many are there? 11 under the cursor, that sounds about right. It's definitely interesting coming from the Master System version, which has consistent but not very good lemming priority. The stack is next. Now, I do believe this is another repeat. Keep all enemies out, I want to say the crystal style level. This one would not work on the Master System engine because of the way diggers detect their terrain. A little bit of leeway there. I actually find this level fairly difficult to do. Because there are some pretty precise building spots that you've got to do. Do I know what that precision building is? No. Am I going to just eyeball it? Yes. I think I might have messed this one up. Definitely messed this one up. This one would benefit from an extra builder or two. I don't like that there's nothing really visual in this pole to give you some guidance of where you should build. I feel like I may have gone too late this time. We shall see. Time is also not on our side in this one. Right, we have a solution. Whether it is going to be a winning attempt is anybody's guess. Oh, bloody hell. One lemming too short. I wonder if that was a quirk of the speed the lemmings move on the SNES, or if that was just a duff attempt. I tell you what, I will take a quick break now before this one starts to really annoy me. And then we'll come back to it. I'm also going to have a quick look to see solutions in the break, to see whether that timing is a little too tight for this one. I think we've been sent back to the title screen as well, so I'll be back in 3 minutes. And we are back. Let's get back on with it. We are on to level 6 once again of Crazy. This is the stack. Let's see if it is beatable in its current form. If not, I will edit it. No, that's far too late for that builder. If not, I will edit it. And for the release, it will be made slightly easier. Too early that time. This could be one of those levels, you know, where we get close and then we could be stuck in it for quite some time. We have a chance at an attempt this time. The thing with this level is there are so many different mechanics all working at once, where we're just hoping they're all in sync. I've sent that climber the wrong way. That might screw us over. We'll find out. In fact, we're not going to find out. That definitely did screw us over. I swear, I was spamming the A button, but the game thought otherwise. To be fair, my cursor wasn't very well placed. But that's besides the point. The game knew what I wanted to do. It didn't do it. That feels too early, but we'll see. I'm going to try and be a little bit more ambitious. With that second climber. And once again, let's see, have we timed this first builder correctly? Just about. Now listen here, yes, dig like that. That is what we want. It was toying with us. I do wonder how bad this decades-old controller is at this point, to be fair. Not that I'm one to blame hardware. I've dug too early there, haven't I? Yep, right in the bloody middle. Got one of my favourite levels coming up next, though. I think. If I'm correct, Crazy 7 is... Oh, what's it called on this? I know it's Exodus. And now the end is near. That's why this level's causing so much grief. I've done it again. Ugh. This is definitely one where, because the solution is so obvious, once you've got the solution, it's all about the execution. And because you're confident about the solution, you stop being quite so careful with your execution. So you start making silly mistakes. We've got 2 of them digging at the very least now. That's progress compared to the last 5 minutes. Whether it's going to end up being meaningful progress is anybody's guess. We'll find out together. Oh, I had visions of that builder flying off the edge then. Right, so we have 1 minute and 10 seconds. 70 whole Lemmings seconds to get this motley crew all the way over. We shall see if that's enough. Please let it be enough. It's looking like we've got 30 odd seconds to spare this time. It's just a saying in the UK, like, this motley crew of something. Couldn't tell you a single thing about them. And now the end is near. The end is not near. We are 27 levels into this game. This is one of those levels I wish I could forget the solution to, because it's absolutely glorious. I think I built too late there. Way, way, way off the mark there. I like these self-contained levels where virtually the entire level can fit on one screen. It's also certainly an experience to play Oh No More Lemmings on controller, when you can tell this set of levels was made for keyboard and mouse. Also, don't know how forgiving the steel is in this port. Is that still too low? 1 bloody pixel. I really should get around to playing other ports of Lemmings. I should at some point install, what's it called? Lemmini? The custom program that everybody uses. My trouble is I'm very much a console gamer, so I've created tools to scratch my console gaming itch. Oh, Neo Lemmings is the new one, isn't it? I remember when Cheapo was the main Lemmings clone. Must be going back nearly 20 years, if not over 20 years, for when Cheapo was a thing. Seem to remember it had a picture of Victoria Beckham on its loading screen for reasons unknown to the rest of humanity. Cheapo, and then L++ was the other one I used a lot of. I actually got really into L++, but everything was stored on an external hard drive. And that dared to fall no more than about a metre off my PC onto very thick shag pile dining room carpet. And it went, no, I'm out of here. You've lost everything on it. Which means all the work I did on the Master System styles and all the work I did on porting over the Green Hill zone from Sonic 1 has been lost to the ether. Helps if you press the correct button. I'm not sure that this is going to be low enough. Maybe. Yes, we have released the Lemmings. This is good. It always throws me because the bottom of the still block has a little border which isn't necessarily present on the Master System tile sets. So it means that I'm always thinking 1 pixel higher up than reality for this level. Or this game, I should say. It is actually the first crazy level where we get a basher, isn't it? Keep on Trucking is level number 8. 80 Lemmings, 75, I want to say, to be saved with 93%. Doing maths in my head, not my strongest suit. Now, this level I am not familiar with in the slightest. That looks like a trap there. Gonna play it safe. I'm not going for maximum savage. Should probably have looked at this level as well beforehand. Oh, bloody hell, the exit's up there. Oh, this one's not a pleasant looking level, is it? I will say this tile set, the rock style, is my least favourite in Oh No More Lemmings. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Especially these quivering tendrils, should we call them? I really like the bubble one. Don't know if we're supposed to build up this way. We're going to give it a go anyway. Something tells me this is not the correct solution. But something else tells me, try anyway. Stranger things have happened. Nope, he's not going to bonk his head there. Wonderful. I can feel the cogs whirring. So I'm trying to think what on earth we're supposed to do with this level. Something tells me this could be a hint. I could be wrong. Then again, I could be right. And I like being right. I think if we build on this little top piece of rock here, we might get a good angle. Welcome in, Death Shark. I hope... Oh, no, I just lost focus for a second. That was me thinking I had 4 of those little alerts. But welcome in, Death Shark. I hope you're doing very, very well today. I'm also not well, so it's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. I don't even think it's heat related. I think it's just my immune system being my immune system, which is ostensibly just a single white blood cell with a no thank you sign, as opposed to anything productive. So I am very prone to catching all sorts of weird and wonderful ailments. I'm glad you're doing well. Now, if you press the button over the builder when he runs out of bricks, believe it or not, he then starts building more if you've got builders. Yes, exactly, hence the... At least when I was slightly younger, bi-monthly hospital visits. The trouble with those is you'd end up with even more fun ailments because everyone else is ill in there. Do not turn around. You do not want to turn around. You want to keep on building. Yes, just like that. Keep on building. I know this level's keep on trucking, but we're calling it keep on building now. No! Oh, bloody hell. I don't think there's any salvaging this now. I should probably have done a run-through of the original 125, I should say, with this port levels first to get a good feel for the engine. But that would have been sensible. And sensibility is not my forte. Who needs sensible when you can just wing it? I feel like SNES Lemmings would have benefited from the Sunsoft levels that they gave to the Mega Drive version. Those extra 60 levels or so just gave the game a little bit more meat. Brute force is the only way I know how to solve anything. Be it Pokemon, be it Lemmings, be it anything else. Their choice of 5 levels seemed pretty arbitrary as well. Like, there didn't seem to be much rhyme or reason behind the 5 levels they chose as the extras. I have a feeling we may be losing that Lemming. That may or may not be problematic, who knows. He's gone into the drink now. It's looking like we're going to be losing 3. I think we can lose up to 5, if memory serves me correctly. There is the earth-shattering kaboom. What do we have next? Crazy 9 on the Antarctic coast. We'll have to see what that one's all about. All the boings. Let's move on to the Antarctic coast, shall we? 20 lemmings, all of them need to be saved. 5 of each from the looks of things. I love that kind of screw the audience joke, where you think it's going to be something incredibly complex. But no, it's just kaboom stick. That looks deadly there. That's definitely deadly there. See, that does surprise me. I'd have thought there would have been more X of everything levels. Oh, bloody hell. At least we know the trap works. And then some. I feel like the original game did rely too much on here's 20, specifically of each. Which I suppose in other ports wouldn't have been so bad. But the Master System ports had a cap of 20 lemmings. Yeah, exactly. When it looks too easy, that's when the silly mistakes start to come in. In my head as well, using things like climbers always feels like a bit of a cop-out. Feels like cheating. Oh dear. Did I not? I didn't bloody think about the other side of that, did I? I can definitely see why people prefer this game. It's much more of a challenge. Without it being ridiculously complex. Which is what I feel Lemmings 2 ended up being. So that's fine, we've created a little safety hut. Like, Lemmings 2 is a very fun game, but the overabundance of different skills makes it a lot harder to recognize what you're supposed to do fairly easily. I feel like had I had a little bit more in the patience department, I would probably been able to beat most, if not all, of the levels. But I am somebody who gets frustrated very easily, especially with video games. That was neither use nor ornament, was it? There we go. Is this a clean way to defeat this level? Probably not. Is it the way I'm doing? Absolutely. Oh, what? Oh, that's a bloody. This one is very stealthily frustrating. There are many places where you assume lemmings can get high up. But no, they turn around. It's fine, we just want to hear more London Bridge. They're not the brightest bunch, and they're also being instructed by me, so they are at an inherent disadvantage compared to somebody who's competent with this game. I swear, if there is a hidden trap in here, I'm not going to be happy. I suppose we'll never know, because we're taking the long bash through. Although time does seem to be of the essence in this one. So we'll get him building here and hope that that will eventually get all the rest of them through the little gap there. While we assign our trailblazer to over here. Yes, it does look like they are coming through. That trap isn't getting them. One of them's boinged in. We have a minute for the rest to traverse the rest of this incredibly wide level. I think our next level is also a Genesis repeat. I seem to remember it being one that when I made the Master System port, I wasn't very happy with that level. Oh, tell me we've got enough time. I don't think we've got enough time. I ain't redoing this one. We'll skip ahead regardless. Because we know the solution, I just built too late. Yeah. So on to crazy number 10. Yeah, this one is not a nice level. I think I might have messed up my builder there. That's not going to be tall enough, is it? Yeah, the arrows are very difficult to see. I do need to fix that. Yeah. Arrow colors go into a set palette slot. And that palette slot is not conducive to being able to see very well. This one feels nicer to complete on this version than it does on the Mega Drive, to be fair. It feels significantly nicer to complete than on the Master System, where a lot of redesigning had to go into it. It's twice now I've tried making him build, and it's just not worked. Oh, bloody hell. We know this one is possible. Not possible for me at this exact moment in time. Oh, I didn't make him a blooming climber. We'll get there eventually. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. At least so far, we've not encountered any literally impossible levels doing this port, which does surprise me. I would have thought there'd have been at least one, even so early on. Oh, why did you turn? Time is of the essence in this one. Not that it matters anyway. Starting to make some silly mistakes again. Which is probably an indication that my brain needs a couple of minutes break. Am I going to listen to that? Probably not. Although if I do keep consistently messing up this level, then I may take another quick break in a moment. I do like how the hair flops as they climb. It's very cute. Nope, just don't want to build, do you? I might try and get my spare controller in a moment, see if that makes any difference at all. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to very quickly look to see if I can find my spare controller. I'll be back in about 3 minutes' time. And we are back. Thank you so much for your patience there. We'll get through this level. Let's see if this controller makes any difference. Buttons feel clickier. This one's been cleaned more recently. So you would hope that it would make a difference. Doesn't stop me making silly errors like building in the wrong place, but at least it's letting me build. Which wasn't necessarily a thing before. Not sure I'm supposed to be building there, but that's where we've ended up building. We'll see if that screws us over in a moment or two. Probably will. Because then I don't think we're going to connect with the other wall. No. No, we are not. So he's going to turn around and go straight into the drink. It's fine. I didn't profess to be good at this game. Like, if this was a Pokemon solo run, I'd be all kinds of frustrated. So at least I like to think that I'm half decent at Pokemon. Whereas with Oh No More Lemmings, it's my first time seeing a lot of the levels. And generally, the ones where I'm new to the levels, because they've not been remade in other ports, are the ones where I'm doing half decent. So these ones where I have a vague bit of familiarity with, that I'm just like, no, my brain is not having a good time comprehending them in a different colour. So I want to build right on this edge here. But I haven't quite figured out when to press the button to actually build on that edge. There will be a button timing. Who knows what that timing is? We'll find out together. I do think the next level may be a bit of a freebie at the very least. It's the one I'm thinking of, it's going to be No Probleming next. And that one is Psygnosis's attempt to troll level, shall we say. Let's hope we don't need to stretchy build. Right, so we have relative safety going on the other side now. It's all going to be about placing these last three builders correctly. There's number one. There's number two. Now, we've got to build high enough so that we don't accidentally pummel our way through that bridge. But we've also got to build late enough so that we don't miss our bashing spot entirely. Plus, we should probably think about releasing those when we bash. And then cranking up the release rate, because I don't remember how many lemmings are in this level. We're against the clock now. We have the solution. Whether we have the correct timing for the solution is anyone's guess. So we've got 40 seconds. Yeah, we should have time, hopefully. It's a cute little lizard, isn't it? Is that a lizard? Is it an iguana? Who knows? Whatever it is, it's cute. But probably very deadly. A chameleon. Doesn't blend in very well, does it? But we are through that one at long last. Let's move on to No Problemming. Crazy 11. This is our 31st level. Oh no, what are we to do? They're all going splat. Why is half my face covered? Because you've got to pay extra for the other half of my face. And the genuine answer is like body confidence and face confidence issues. This is about as much as I will do. Is the splatting on beat? I hope you're doing very well today, Perth. Lemming Friendly is our next level. Let's take a look at this. Right. First thing we need to check is this splat distance. Yes, it is. You say this one is easy, and my brain is going, huh? What do we do? I have a rough strategy for this one. Whether it'll be a winning strategy is anybody's guess, honestly. If this is as simple as it's looking, then yeah, this is very easy for the category. And I've messed it up. Fair. Being at 144p will do that. Maybe this solution I'm doing is bait. Maybe it's not. Let's try having just one of them in there. Like that, so that we have an extra builder to play with. Because then we can send them left, and we get an extra 2 builders, actually, thinking about it. Because then we can build up here. So that we've got enough height to get out. Because I feel like that would have been too low regardless before. Could be wrong, but then again I could be right. No! This bloody system of not registering inputs. And I know a lot of it is because I'm used to the master system, where you can pause buffer to assign skills. Still frustrating. So I think it's obvious that we don't want to head this way. We could probably have done something with a blocker and a bomber to reduce the fall distance, but I think going left to go right might be the play. Oh. This game is getting on my nerves. I think the skills assign maybe earlier than I'm expecting. So my timings for the Master System version just don't work on this. Then it is a learning curve. It's just particularly frustrating when you're trying to playtest a game and you're not quite sure whether it's you or the game that's causing the issues. Or if it's a combination of both. God's sakes. Tried to compensate there and went too early. I also feel like they overused this style. The brick style is kind of like the sand style in the original game. Seems to be the default they went to. It's a shame because I think some of the other styles are very much more creative, shall we say. No. Maybe. They could have used plenty of other styles as well to create similar solutions. Got a minute and 5 seconds for as many of these to get in the goal as possible. Plenty of time. I was thinking that bombing down the right-hand side is potentially a solution, but I really don't like bombing down things. What's this one? Oh, bloody hell. Seventh circle of hell did this come from? So the thing with this one is trying to figure out how to get through there. Where pretty much anything in this level's terrain could be bait. So I don't think mining there is going to be anywhere near close enough. We'll see. I'm willing to give it a try. Because, of course, stranger things have happened. Time is also very pressing here, I've just noticed. We don't get many, if any, of the 8-minute specials that we do in the original game. Why does this platform have to be so long? I think we're going to run out of time, maybe. That's because we've run out of time on plenty of levels in the past. So now I'm terrified of that timer. Or we might just be okay. Yeah. 100%. Good evening. I hope you're doing very, very well. Time waits for no lemming. We bloody know this. Oh, this is just lunchtime, isn't it? Now, can I remember how to defeat lunchtime? No. So we're through both of those. This is the controller I'm using. Oh, bloody Nora. Forgot we were facing the wrong way. I have forgotten how this level works. I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't work like that. Was this also in the Christmas version? What? Just clipped through. How rude. This is my first proper attempt at beating most of the Oh No More Lemmings levels. The only versions I've fully beaten are the original 120 on the Master System and on the PSP with most of the Windows 95. Where do we even build here? Let's try there. Am I confident about there? No. Is that where we're ending up? Yes. That might be too late. Are we just about do it? Then we've got 2 builders for this part. Then we're going to be as safe as we can. And assign a few floaters, just in case of splatting. Then we crank the release rate up to 99 and we can all go home. Or at least that's the plan. I think our next level might be a Genesis rehash as well. Count Squidgy Face. One of them here. On to level... Might as well be a bin. What level number is this? 15 out of 20 for crazy. This is war a load of old blocks. Which is what people say about what I talk. Oh! Really, game? You didn't have to do that. It's rude having those hidden traps. There are only 20 ratings. Yeah, that's a quirk of the engine, unfortunately. There are only 20 levels per rating. That's accurate in this. I'm just so used to seeing 15 and thinking it's half. But yes, this is 3/4 of the way. Now, where do we want this builder? Probably about there. So we've got no real way of turning a lemming around. Unless... This might seem silly. If we do this... And then we do that... Then we can do one of these... That's going to be splat distance, isn't it? Yeah. You can see where I was going with that. Right, so we blocked it off from there. That's good. I've been seeing what you've been doing on the editor. I think you've done a really good job on bringing some of those missing levels back, should we say. Now, surely that's not splat distance. It is not. Then I think we might want to dolly dimple this. Create a really big safety net for these. Unfortunately, that climber is going to take a little drink, a little dip in a quicksand bath, but it's for a good cause. Because the rest of them should hopefully make it home in time. I think I'd like that level more if it wasn't for the hidden traps. Sometimes my brain pulls out of the bag a weirdo solution to a level. If it works, it works. I don't know what I'm doing with this game, to be with this level, to be fair. We got 3 builders to our name. I really should look at what Lemony's level format is like. Oh, then they should be easy enough to bring over. Oh, bloody hell. Absolute shambles of a level. I always appreciate getting feedback and suggestions with what could be done to make the editor even better. That was the wrong skill. Wasn't even on the game. That was just on me and my incompetency. Right, he's not bashing his head this time, which is progress. Fortunately, it looks like we've got a lot of bashers to spare. That one, the solution's fairly simple. The execution, not so much. Yes, alternating with 316. Just if only 3 lemmings needed to be saved. That would have been nice. What in the name of all that holy is this? No, thank you. I don't want to play this level. Right. Let's look at this logically. Then let's look at it not so logically, because looking at it logically makes me sad. All the levels I'm playing today are original levels. Now that's not going to work, is it? I like the bubble. I think the bubble's a really good tile set. I don't think I've ever been so conscious of release rate as I have in this port. I am, by the way, completely winging this one. At the moment, I'm trying to see if there's a way to scam a few extra skills by utilising just a single digger. I might have to come back to this one. I'm not seeing the solution at all, and it's a little bit frustrating. I'm sick of seeing the bloody brick tile set. I don't know if I've tested this trap. I probably should. Was there any need to make this level quite so fabulously long? Well, that has a trigger point far further out than I thought. At least we know it works. And yes, that works as well. Good to know. No idea if I'm going to be even remotely close to saving enough here. I'm trusting the level here. Has it really been another hour already? That hour has flown by. I'm going to need to take another commercial break in a moment on Switch. Yeah, I feel like time may be the enemy on this one. We know this one is absolutely possible, though. Good morning, Tomato Watcher. I hope you're doing very, very, very well today. $2% to spare. That's what we like to see. On to Don't Panic. Right, so this means do panic. What hell have they got for a... Oh, bloody hell. No. No, thank you. Please remain calm. We're not going to. Shouldn't there be some arrows there? Let me open it up. In the editor, and we'll take a look at it in just a moment. This is crazy 19. So the one-way arrows are showing in the editor. Might need to figure out what's going on with that. My gut instinct is that it's a VRAM issue. I'm not going to try and save every lemming here, or even get a winning solution. I just want to try and make my way to that one-way wall. To see what's occurring there. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to change much about the solution I would have done anyway. So I would probably have done something not too dissimilar to this. Set a blocker somewhere in this pack here. Dig down, build over. I suppose actually we've not got enough diggers. This one will definitely have to go back to the drawing board about. Yeah, we ain't winning this one. Well, that's one that I'll need to go in and fix. I know I had issues with one-way walls in the ice style. But I didn't realise there was an issue with the bubble style as well. I've tried to recycle a lot of the trap sounds, to at least get something going on. I don't know what the aim of this level is. I don't know what this level wants from me. Is it a frantically build and bash kind of deal? So it's feeling like a frantically build and bash kind of deal. Is this 100% to be saved? I didn't check. Oh, only 50% to be saved. Scam. Oh, bloody hell. Well, we lost a few there. But I think we're going to comfortably get over the 50% mark. And I think that's going to be the end of Crazy. I feel like getting through 2 difficulties might be about my limit. For one. Plus, I want to try and fix Crazy 19 while it's still in my head. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this has gone so far. 1 level out of 40 needing fixing is not bad at all. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to call it there for the day. I will be back very soon to go through Wild, maybe Havoc, and the other one as well. I've forgotten the name of it off the top of my head. Wicked and Havoc are the other 2, aren't they? But thank you for popping in today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I am going to go and rest my voice. I'm going to go and rest my brain. Thank you for popping back in, Cambe. Very last moment. I hope you've all had fun. If you have, do think about liking the stream if you're on YouTube. And think about following if you are over on Twitch. I will catch you all very, very soon.